Hello and welcome to the Leckiju Lounge. This is your host Lex, and as the Grinch once said, hey, what is up, my guy? Boy, am I excited to see y'all and be talking with y'all and be doing a podcast episode. Like, this is truly so exciting. I actually planned this episode a long time ago. Planned it for last week. Didn't film one, felt bad about it. And here we are, we're finally doing it. But thank you guys for tuning in. If you could go ahead and give me just go ahead and subscribe to the channel. See, I forgot how to do a podcast, but yeah. Please give this video a like right away and subscribe to the channel. You won't regret it. I post every Thursday, fingers crossed, at 6 p.m. EST, and we'd love to have you in the family. But let's get right into it. I wanted to recap Thanksgiving because that, I think, last episode that came out was my Thanksgiving episode. And Thanksgiving, I don't know a whole lot to say except for it was a lot of fun, and it was kind of what I was expecting. I mean, it was perfect. And I went to Myrtle Beach for it for 2 days or 2 nights, and I got to be with the family. Huge family reunion like I talked about on the Thanksgiving episode, and I think all my predictions on that episode were true and came to life. So it was just fun. Family, my family on that side is so funny. It's I feel like I don't quite fit in, kind of in a good way, but I think that it's they're so fun. They're so cool, honestly. And it's always a good time. So it's funny, this episode that I have planned that I wrote down on here is not what I was planning to talk about, but you know what? We just have a lot of topics to bounce around today, okay? Because what I wrote on here, it says review. I have a movie review section, okay? Review of the zombies movies. So those are the musical movies on Disney Plus, and I had never seen them, or I saw one of them long time ago. But the week of Thanksgiving, my family decided to watch them for the first time because we had been seeing stuff about the fourth one, and I was like, you know what, the first one, people get really into these, and I feel like it seems up my alley. Let's watch them. So I watched all 4 in 1 week, I think, and my review is they're pretty good. They're not High School Musical good. They're not really even close, but they're good, and I like both of the main characters a lot, and I think they're talented. What's his name? Zed, the zombie guy, and what's her name's something basic. I'm gonna think of it later, but it's not Abigail or something like that. But I think they're both likable characters, which is cool, and their relationship is really cute. So all in all, I think that those zombie movies were a hit. I don't know if I'd want to watch them again, or at least not for a while, but they were pretty good. And what else? We have a review of Pitch Perfect. I think that's just me wanting to talk about that. I rewatched Pitch Perfect 1, 2, and 3 again, and those movies never get old. I literally love those movies, and they're just always good. They're in my top 20 of movies, which is of all time is quite a big category to be in. But Pitch Perfect 1, 2, and 3, there's not a bad one. They're all good. My ranking of them goes number 3, number 1, and then number 2. I think number 2 is my least favorite. I think it's just the story, but you know what? It's still good. It's still good. And then I also wanted to review The Conjuring. I watched the newest Conjuring movie. It's already on HBO Max, and I was so excited. Oh my gosh, I was so excited to see that it was on there so quick because I'm a big horror movie stan, as we know, and a big Conjuring fan. Big Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga fan. I think that they're both so amazing. That movie was not my favorite Conjuring, but really, really good. Really, really good. Anytime there's able to create new horror movies in current times, I'm just impressed. There's a lot of things that they can do with technology and effects that's make them so cool, and it's I'm just glad that they're utilizing it to its potential, I guess. and the acting is incredible. I mean, Vera had so many scenes in that movie where I was like, I just had to like applaud. She's such a great actress. I think Patrick Wilson is great too, but her character, her playing Lorraine is such an interesting character. Her being like clairvoyant, and just, there's so many things that are a little bit like weird or like mysterious about her that Vera does. She just turns it. It's so good. So if you're into horror movies, I recommend that you tune into The Conjuring, because it's really, really a fierce one. It is now December. This is my first podcast episode in December, and we decorated Christmas after Thanksgiving. Yes, we did. And or maybe before Thanksgiving we decorated, I'm not sure, but either way, the Christmas trees are up. I'm getting into the Christmas spirit, I think, better than I have the last few years, and there's a couple reasons why. One of those reasons is I think like I'm teaching this year for the first time, as like a year-round teacher, and part of being around kids and stuff is like it can be infectious, I would say. And like, even if I'm not necessarily doing it for me, like when you're doing it for the kids and doing it for like students, I'm sure teachers feel this way. When you celebrate holidays like with kids, it makes you like get into it more. I feel like Halloween at school, like where kids dress up and like it's more of a thing. And same with like Christmas. There's just like more of a, I guess, whimsical feel to it when there's kids who are really excited about Christmas, you know. And I'm excited about Christmas too, but it's just like, I don't know, I feel like it's not quite the same as an adult, for sure. I mean, you just celebrate differently, but it's still a good time, you know. And I'm like getting into Christmas music. I'm trying to do Christmas music for my classes, like jazz, because like we did a jazz Christmas combo, and I thought that was super fun and festive of me, because in the years past I haven't been as like fun in the Christmas spirit, and I'm trying to get back to that. I just really want to. I know it will never be the same as when you're a child, but I want to find a new whimsy as an adult with holidays in general. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like as adults and young adults, it's kind of, the transition of holidays can be weird a little bit, but I'm trying to get back to that. So let's see what else I wrote on this. This is like me finding out in real time. Favorite Christmas songs? Okay, let's talk about favorite Christmas songs. Why not? This looks like a top three Christmas songs for me. So Mean One, Mr. Grinch. Mean One, Mr. Grinch is specifically the Sabrina Carpenter, Lindsey Sterling version. That is maybe my favorite Christmas song of all time. It's just, and it has been for years. It's just like, I like the Grinch song in general, but Sabrina Carpenter's voice and the little like violin, Lindsey Sterling with like, it's a good dancing beat, and it's just like, ugh. I remember when I discovered that song, I listened to it repeat for a whole month of December, when I was a kid. Number 2, I have Santa Tell Me. I don't know if that would be it, I honestly, like when I wrote this, but Santa Tell Me by Ariana Grande is a good one for sure. Number 3 is It's Not Christmas Without You. That is the Christmas song from the show Victorious. I'm a big Victorious fan. We've talked about this before. Huge fan of Victorious, and their Christmas song slaps. It's how I feel with like Disney. So many Disney show Christmas songs on the episodes. I actually ate down. The Austin Moon, Ross Lynch ones were so good. Like one of them, Christmas Soul. Christmas Soul was the first Christmas song. I can name it for sure. He performed it in 2014, I believe, at the it was 2014 or 13 at the Disney Parks like Christmas parade. I remember it. And then the other one is called Perfect Christmas. That's the other Austin and Ally Christmas song. Both bops, both on my Christmas playlist, and I will be playing them. I think this is okay. The reason I put that is because my Leckiju's cues, which I'm actually going to do my Leckiju's cues in this first segment because we just talked about these. But I asked people what their favorite Christmas song was and why, and we got a few answers. So if you want to be a part of Leckiju's cues, you can just follow me on my Instagrams at Leckiju or at leckiju.kpop, where I put my questions. And like every week, there's random questions you can submit, and then they'll be used in the pod. Okay, so viewers submitted. The first one says, "What child is this?" I actually forgot. I like didn't know what that was, and so I looked it up and listened to it, and I did remember it after that. So it says, "It's been forever, has been your favorite forever, since their childhood." I just butchered that. I can't read. But since their childhood. And I listened to it and I was like, that's interesting, just because, like, not that it's bad, but I, like, growing up, I wouldn't have thought that was anyone's favorite, low key. I guess just because it's not like the happiest, I guess, and like the most bop century, but that's just more what I'm drawn to, so can't complain. The next one says, "Not sure, but y'all better not sleep on Ari's Christmas and Chill EP. With it this Christmas is tea." I listened to that actually, like, after reading this the first time, which was quite a while ago. I listened to some of the album and I listened to that song they were saying, and I had like never known that existed, so I guess I slept on it because supposedly it's not like new, but I definitely slept on it, and I swear they don't play it on the radio, or if they do, I just like don't hear it. I don't hear it in stores or like around Christmas. So otherwise I would have probably looked it up. It's not bad. It's not my favorite, but it's not bad. And then our last one says, "Santa Baby, because of you making it my theme." We talked about this. I talked about this because that's my brother supposedly said Santa Baby. I gave him that as his theme, and I do get that because it's like, it is very him. I can say that. It was very him, and it does make me think of him. I don't know why, but he just gives me like the Santa Baby vibe. I don't know. So those are my viewers submitted. Yes, again, if you want to be included in those Leckiju cues, then go ahead and give me a follow on Instagram. I have a K-pop Instagram account and a regular one. But let's take a break, and then I have a fun, interesting topic for you, BRB. Let's have a ball. Come deck the halls with our Christmas song. Feel that Christmas soul. Y'all are entitled to listening to me here sing once per episode, at least one bar. So I did want to talk about this. This is like one of my shower thoughts that I had a few days back when I was thinking about recording this podcast episode. And I was like, the idea of me having this podcast this year is like really fierce, which we'll talk about that in my recap episode of 2025 coming soon. It should be my last episode of the year. And it made me think, like, I'm very glad I have this podcast, and like one of the things about it is that I think is so cool is that, like, say that I pass away anytime soon, or even not, but like if I die whenever, and I apologize for talking about death if it makes anyone uncomfortable in this podcast, but I'm pretty comfortable with it. So I feel like I talk about it quite a bit. Not as like a downer, not as like feeling, it's not supposed to be sad, and it's not to me. But basically, I'm just like grateful to have this, because these videos being on the internet is so cool that, like, if I am gone, when I am gone one day, it's like something that people can watch of me if they want to, like, feel, I guess, I'm like, if people miss me, no, but if people like wanted to, I guess, feel my energy and my presence, and like, I guess in a way, like, listen to conversation of just me gabbing forever, they can. And I would love that. My legacy through chattering lives on. And I kind of feel that way with like posting on social media too. I know that, like, I mean, people say things on the internet, like, internet's forever. I mean, like, it might not be, but it kind of is. Like, the fact that if I look myself up, like, my, like, photos of me come up, and like my portfolios come up for like modeling stuff and videos of me dancing, photos of me dancing, my reels, my TikToks, because it's spread across YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. And I feel like it's like I don't want it to go away. I want to have that digital footprint, because like, what if I passed literally today, tomorrow? It's like someone has something to remember me by and to watch and just like feel that energy still. And like, I think that's the key. Like, I bet what if my followers go up? I don't know. It's the same with TikTok. Less with that, because I feel like the podcast is really just like me being me in my room and just like chatting, which TikTok is too, but TikTok has more of a niche to it, more of a goal in each video. And I still think those would be fun. I mean, you have enough content to last you a year if I pass away. So like, you literally could just watch and engage, and I don't know. Just like, you don't even have to miss me. I'm still there. And like, literally, if you ever wanted to know something about me, you can find it out, which I just think is, I get that, like, it's kind of out there, but it's cool to me. And I don't know. That's just like, I wanted to express that to y'all, because I was thinking about it in the shower, and I was like, that is really something I find cool. And you know, some people don't want that, and that's fine. But it's like, sometimes once they're gone, and it's like there's so little of them to, I guess, not like you're not going to remember them by actual memories. And I feel like people would remember me by memories that they have, but I just like them to leave the world with a little bit more of me, if that makes sense. And like, more to enjoy. So it's like, even if I do pass away, I will have something entertaining left, hopefully, that people could like enjoy, and like, maybe I could give them a few laughs through their crying, hopefully. No, I'm kidding. Y'all don't have to cry. Y'all can laugh at my jokes and think about the funny things I did, because I think I was pretty funny. But now, something that was not meant to be a downer topic. It's really something just like cool that I wanted to share, but I know it feels like a little sad. I'm not going anytime soon. Y'all can't get rid of me, I fear. I have a lot more to do. But wouldn't that be funny if I did pass away after saying that? The egg's on my head. But no, let's talk about, I wanted to do a little research. So I did. I did my research online. Me doing research and having a computer in hand, if you aren't watching the video podcast, but I have a computer in hand. Me and technology, like this. But no, this is some research I wanted to do on my personality type, and specifically referring to, let's see what I was researching, what my prompts were, okay? Because I was asking, what is it when like someone always has like loved sexual and adult themes? I know this is probably not where you thought I was going with this, but hear me out. And it's not like you're necessarily being like horny, okay? It's not like you're horny a lot, and it's not like you're actually wanting like sexual acts or like actual like having relations in that way, but just being like drawn to the concepts, like the adult themes. Because I'm like trying to figure that out about myself, and it's something that I haven't actually researched, surprisingly, but like I've been curious about, which is so stupid. I'm like, in this day and age, if we're curious about something, literally look it up. I don't know, ChatGPT it or something. But I just was curious about that, because I'm like, I've been like that since I was young too, and I don't really know what it comes from, so I wanted to research it. And also, like, I'm sure I'm not the only one. Like, there's some people that I know, maybe not exactly like mine, but if there are other people out there, like, I want to do this research for you as well, so you get it. Because obviously, like, growing up also with a more like conservative family and extended family, and like friends even that I grew up around, it's like you just kind of seem odd because they don't really understand. Their brain is not thinking of the same things that you are. So I just want to do some research. Okay. So what I got, this is the research that I got back, and the feedback honestly was tea. This says the closest term, and I'm going to reread it because I don't really remember. The closest term is erotophilia. I think that's how I'm saying it. Erotophilia. It's not the same as as being like horny all the time, okay? Because that would be something else, I guess. So what erotophilia means, it's a natural, positive attitude towards sexual topics. It's comfort and curiosity around adult themes. Definitely like comfort, because a lot of people aren't comfortable. And I sometimes can't imagine like not being comfortable. Which is like, in conversation, it sometimes can be like I might seem really outlandish to someone and I'm like, I thought that was normal. You know what I mean? So I do think there's a comfort there. It says feeling drawn to erotic concepts, aesthetics, stories, or energies, 100%. And enjoying the idea of sexuality even without wanting actual sexual activity. Heavy on that. It's like, and it's not that I'm like against that either, but it's just more about the idea. You know, it's more about the idea, the concepts, the camp. It describes people who've always been fascinated by sexual themes, media, stories, or characters, even from a young age, without it being about acting on it. Yes. See, I feel seen. Do you feel seen? I feel seen. It's a personality orientation, not a fetish or a kink. Okay, so personality orientation. See, I feel that 100%. So I'm learning about myself. Another related idea is sexual imaginative intensity. So some people have more vivid imaginations in general, and they channel it into romantic storylines, characters, aesthetics, fantasies, etc. It's the same way some people are drawn to horror, fantasy worlds, or romance. But for you, it's mature themes. I mean, hey, love horror, love fantasy worlds as well. But yeah, so I do think that I have a pretty good imagination, and like I'm a pretty creative person, I feel like. So it's probably just like a couple, I guess, a boost of that. It's like times 2, you know. This says, why does it happen? Okay, let's find out. There are a few totally normal explanations. High imagination. Okay, I just said that. So plus it says high imagination plus early exposure to complex themes. So often latch on to adult themes because they're dramatic, emotional, mysterious, or taboo. So that's saying like creative people are drawn to it, especially if your brain was like intensity. It says liked intensity early on. Okay, so if it was like drawn to that early on, which I definitely think it was, because okay, let me just continue reading. Early sensitivity to duality or power dynamics. A lot of people who love duality, like cute versus dark or innocent versus powerful, naturally gravitate toward adult themes because they represent extremes and contrast, which you definitely do. Okay, I see you. Not at reading me. But yeah, definitely drawn to duality. I don't know how many times I've talked about that on my socials and on this podcast, so I don't even need to explain. Number 3, some people are drawn to adult concepts young because they pick up social cues and human behavior deeper or faster than their peers. So it's like emotional curiosity developing early. Okay, so like I do think for sure that and there are a lot of movies and shows and themes that I feel like I was introduced to a little bit too young, but I'm not saying that like I wanted it any other way, because I do like how I turned out or am turning out right now. But like some things I do feel like I was a little bit young, but it definitely influenced that. And obviously your personality now is like a combination of so many things and how you've kind of been molded. Does that make sense? I had to cut and come back. I had to kill a freaking ladybug on my roof or on my ceiling. There's so many like ladybugs. It's like a weird problem we have here in this house. They like come through my window. Anyways. Okay, so we're talking about, just young age things. The next point is, it just says LGBTQ people. So queer people often explore sexuality mentally long before exploring it physically. I don't necessarily feel that way, but the imagination becomes a safe place to explore themes you couldn't express outwardly. That part I do see. It's a lot about the concept, but that point less for me. This is, does it mean something's wrong? It says no, it's very common in creative people, performers, writers, dancers, not dancers, okay? That's like, this knows too much about me. Get out. LGBTQ people, and I do actually feel that way. That's why people think that they're more like, I guess they're freaks. I mean, and a lot of them are, honestly. So that's just like interesting. That's some of the research we have done, and it was just cool. So erotophilia, I guess, that sounds like something bad or weird, and I don't really like that about it. I'm not going to continue to use that term. However, I do like knowing that there's a term for it. I do feel like that's cool. And I'm trying to think of like any other questions that I have for the internet while I'm here, because it is cool. And I do feel like I have much more understanding for it. I guess like we know where it comes from, but some people are just like that, I guess. And I wouldn't change it for the world. I think it's awesome, but it's heavy on the part where it's like, I don't know why it's not as much like I want to act on those things, you know? Because I know some people who it's less about the concept. It's more just about like the actual physical connection. But I'm like, some things like that, and I've told my friend this, I'm like, I'm all talk when it comes to that, you know? I'm pretty like just sweetsy and vanilla. I'm like, if I were to be with someone, like, I just want to hug them, you know? Like, I literally just want to hug them. So that part's kind of funny, but because it's definitely more about the concept, like the fashion of like, oh, I just like have always been drawn to adult themes, you know, and like the idea of clubs, and like I'm not a club goer per se, but like the idea of clubs and like nightclub and like burlesque club, you know what I mean, like those types of movies and like sexual scenes and stuff like that. I don't know, I've always been drawn to it, and so that was just like something I wanted to share and also make people feel seen in a way, because not everybody has that. So yeah, that was a big thing for me. And I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. I mean, like, that was the main thing I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about recapping Thanksgiving and Christmas and Christmas music. I got through it. So this might have been a faster episode. I feel like I've talked pretty fast, but I will be back next week, or I better be, or I'm going to be mad at myself. So if you want to check out my socials, they're all linked in the link tree on this channel. So my Instagrams, you know, it's at Leckiju, at Leckiju.kpop. You know, my TikTok is at Leckiju212. And please subscribe here. And don't forget to like this video. I'll be back on Thursdays, 6 p.m. EST. And this has been the Leckiju Lounge. Love, love, love you so much. And so does the Grinch.